Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, torch and shovel in hand as I once again prepare to step out of the graveyard and brave the horrid hallways of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. Now, you may be asking what the torch and shovel are for, since I hire adventurers to do my dirty work rather than crawl through the sticky ruins of Perfidious Manor myself. And to that question, I would kindly reply that you mind your own damn business. After all, what a man does at night in a graveyard with a torch and a shovel is certainly no one's affair but his own. And, you know, I'd also appreciate it if you'd ignore the sound of the gold fillings and jewelry rattling around in my pockets as I exit the graveyard. I mean, it's not like Dr. Hibbert or Victor Frankenstein were using them anymore anyway, since they're both dead. Besides, where else am I going to get booze money for our adventurers? I mean, it takes a lot of liquor to convince these guys to go down in that dungeon, and it's not like booze grows on trees. Well, actually, I think, now that I think about it, booze sort of does grow on trees, especially if you're willing to drink, like, say, pear brandy or something that specifically does grow on trees. But I'm getting off topic here. What we should really do at this point is just head on over to the stage and see if there's anybody drunk or stupid enough to take a job for us so we can send them down into the dungeon rather than make me do it. Because new guys, totally expendable. Speaking of expendable, let's see what we got here. No, thank you, Ver, the Seeker Occultist. You have some very poor abilities. You would be expensive to make useful. Bonvalette is not terrible, but, I don't know, we already have one Jester, and we don't necessarily use him a whole lot. Also, oh, no, sir, you have very, very bad abilities. Nocturnal is not good for us because we're doing a high light campaign, and Creeping Cough, frankly, is fucking atrocious. So why don't you and your Creeping Cough just creep your asses right back onto the stagecoach and stay there? Faded is real good. Winded is less good, and Ruin's Phobe is also not fantastic. On the plus side, however, Villain has excellent abilities. Also, his name is Villain, which is kind of cool, but... Black Bounty, Mark for Death, both good. Uppercut, fantastic. Hook and Slice, fantastic. The only thing I would change here is I would trade Uppercut for Flashbang if I could. And I can, because I have enough money. You know what? We're going to hire this guy. Now, while Villain is a cool name, one, it's misspelled, but, you know, still, that is pretty cool. There is a cooler name, though, and this particular bounty hunter is henceforth going to be known as Jubal Early. Yeah, take that, River. Jubal's coming to get you. Alright, we didn't take a look at Montague, who is the same as every other Crusader we have, except he has Hylomania and is a Warren Scrounger. Actually, this guy would not have been a terrible addition either, but I prefer... I think we got the better end of the deal with Jubal Early. If we need another Seeker Crusader, we can always pick up another Crusader. They're a dime a dozen. So, before we do a mission then, couple things we do want to take care of. Everybody we're going to take on this mission, probably going to take Karen Murphy as our tank, so we just want to make sure Miss Murphy has all the correct abilities. And she does indeed. So the Murph is cool. And you know what? We just hired Jubal. I think, I don't see any reason to not sort of give him his premier appearance then. We are going to change him up. We'll spend $1,000. Going to get rid of Uppercut, pick up Flashbang instead. Actually, like, I do these every time I pick them in a particular order so they come up with the same numbers on the keypad. They will be numbered in the order that you pick them if you want to reorder them. It's kind of a nice little touch there. So let's get our first two slots picked out. Our third slot actually is going to go to Randolph Carter, who did go on our last mission but did such a fantastic job. He actually came back completely stress-free, so bully. We'll take him again probably as our third slot. And Lucy Pevensey is going to be trailing the party, picking up in the fourth slot. Let's face it, Lucy was definitively the fourth man out of four when it comes to the Narnia novels. Last one in the wardrobe. And admittedly, the least useful fighter. In that, I think her special magic power was that she had some kind of healing potion. Anyway, we are going to buy Judgment for Lucy because I like it. And we're also going to buy Divine Comfort for Lucy because we need it. And in addition to buying them, we're also actually going to upgrade both of those for Lucy as well. So let's get Lucy sorted then. We don't need Mace Bash because it is crap. It's going to be Judgment, Dazzling Light, Divine Grace, and Divine Comfort. And that's got Lucy sorted. and thus we are ready to head down in and grab a mission. Very tempted to go after the necromancer. Very tempted. But before I do that, we need a couple more deeds. So I'm going to look for a mission that will give us deeds instead. Ooh, a blue. The moon ring. A low light ring is very good, but we're not going to be running a low light campaign, and thus for us it's not necessarily fantastic. That being said, this mission just straight up has better rewards than the other, because it offers the ring at least, and while we may not need it now, it could be useful potentially in the future, so I don't see any reason to not take this mission. So let's kit up then. Karen Murphy, leading the charge. Murphy has been a stone-cold, brutal, murdering savage for us. Jubal Early, if he lives up to his name, should be a fantastic addition to the party. Randolph Carter, of course, a noted investigator of the occult, and, well, he's battled elder gods and survived. I won't say won, but survived. So we know he's got what it takes. And Lucy Pevensey was in those Narnia books, so hey, she's got that going for her. Let's get provision then. We're doing a short mission, so probably 10 food is sufficient. Always take 2 shovels. Gonna grab a key, and I think we will take... Let's do 8 torches. And that seems good. Let's get stuck in then. So off we go into the Weald. We've been adventuring in the Weald quite frequently lately. I think our last maybe 2 or 3 delves have been here. Been having good luck. Really, the only thing I have to say about the Weald that I don't like is there's a lot of thorny thickets which require a lot of shovels. So it's always good to bring at least 1 extra shovel. This dungeon layout is not necessarily the best. Now, it's not bad because it is linear, so we won't have to backtrack at all or do any, like, sidestepping. But still, if the last rune battle is here, it means we got to go all the way through the damn thing. Let's hope for a little luck and pray that we don't have to do the entire dungeon. Mostly because we may run out of food or torches. Alright, who wants to open this? Randolph Carter, last time we had you opening everything. I don't think you found a single bad item. Your exploratory abilities were quite fantastic, so we'll probably just, I think, roll with that. I mean, if it's working, why change it? Well, this is not good. Blanket Fire, gonna do some, yep, whole party damage. Hate that ability. The only thing we can say about that is at least it didn't fucking crit. So we're gonna flashbang the Fusilier just in a hope that we shuffle him forward. Didn't get him where we needed him. This may hurt. Oh. Murphy. I should have had more confidence in the Murph. I really should. Let's have her put bleed out on that guy. Does fantastic damage and drops a huge bleed. I definitely think we're gonna Abyssal Artillery here. Randy dropping some damage for us. Lucy is gonna go for the party heal, which should undo the bulk of that Fusilier's point-blank shot, and then it's off to round 2. Could go for a nice facial stabbing. Can we get the kill? With max damage, we could theoretically get the kill. You know, I think Abyssal Artillery is probably the better bet. Thanks, game, for making me look like a dickhead. Alright, so we're going to go for... Does anybody really need healed? We could probably patch Murphy up with a big heal. Let's just make sure the Murph stays topped off. She's our deadliest member. There's... yeah, it's unfortunate. It's going to be an... yeah, the stress is real, folks. So we're going to mark that guy for death. Got the stun there. He had to pass because we have forced him to the back. That's excellent. So Murph's going to go for if it bleeds. We're just going to stack several bleeds on this guy, and he is now bleeding 5 points per round for 3 of the next 3 rounds. Fortunately for us, Jubal Early may just hack his face off. He sure enough did. Speaking of sharpened blades, facial stab! Man, I'm telling you, Randolph Carter loves stabbing fuckers in the face. It's really his go-to move. And Murphy, what can we say about the Murph? I mean, she has been just lights out magnificent on every single mission we've taken her on. Few foes can withstand the blows of Karen Murphy. Maybe crack a torch? Yeah. And let's continue forth then. A beast carcass. We probably should have brought some medicinal herbs. Randy, check that out and see if there's any food over there. There is, in fact, still some food. Actually, quite a bit of food. So I don't see any reason to not eat that. Give Murph and Lucy a bit of a nosh there. Getting a little peaky. A little peckish, the two were. Just some slimes. This may be over before it starts. Go for the dazzling light just in the hopes of a stun. Got it. Excellent. Jubal early, just gonna straight up jack that guy. No reason to pull any punches. And stab to the face. No luck. That's okay. I have every confidence Murphy will finish him off, because that's what Murphy does. Have Halberd will travel. Karen Murphy, little killer. In we go. One would think Lucy Pevensey might have a problem with Murphy. I mean, Murphy rarely takes hostages, rarely lets anyone escape alive. Seems like the gentle-hearted Lucy should, you know, maybe not be totally cool with that. Could go for the judgment. I think the stun is probably more useful. We didn't get the stun, so it's debatable whether it's more useful. We're going to bleed out this cultist. And by bleed out, I mean simply straight up kill. Murphy doesn't really mess around with the whole bleeding thing. She just hacks limbs from torsos and sort of lets the chips fall where they are. Going to mark that fungal scratcher for death. Jubal early should be able to do a number on that guy on his next turn. So a little bit of a setup there for Jubal. Now, that is kind of the drawback to the Bounty Hunter. They do have a bit of a lead-in time, but a critical on a target that's marked for death can be unbelievably devastating. Eldritch Pull. Lucy Pevensey going to get tackled to the front. No, she resists. So 11 damage. Good damage, but not exactly amazing. Murphy taking a bit of a beating here. Going to patch Murph back up again. 7 healing there. She resisted a bleed. We're going to Divine Grace Murphy as well. Enemies wisely focusing on our most powerful party member. It's clear they have heard the legends of Miss Karen Murphy, and they want her out of action as swiftly as possible. I gotta say, that's disconcertingly clever of the enemy. Jubal early, proven to be very, very difficult to hit. He's a wily captor. Lucy Pevensey remains immovable. Some good damage from Jubal there. And you know what? If the bleed would get... Oh, it is getting... Okay, now he'd be 1 damage short. I was going to say, if the bleed would be enough to kill him, we would just go ahead and let him bleed. Instead, I think we'll apply some bleed to that gentleman. We could have had 1 more damage. I would have yopped, just so we could have got the kill there. But, alas, it was not to be. We are going to go for the judgment. Kill the fungal scratcher. Lucy racks up a kill, bringing the divine judgment of her creator god, C.S. Lewis, down upon the folks. C.S. Lewis, quite a judgmental bastard, so I suppose that sort of apropos. Anyway, oh, we got scouting. Excellent. Good. I'm well pleased by the scout. And it looks like we may be going the distance on this one, folks. That's right, we're a cake song from the mid-90s. We're going the distance. Going for speed. I've heard that perhaps she's all alone in her time of need. Racing, pacing, plotting courses, things of that nature. Well, 50 gold is better than no gold. Granted, it's not dramatically better than no gold, but it is better. So, everyone grabbing a bit of a snack there. Not surprising, since this has been sort of a long delve so far, and we've still got quite a ways to go. There's a trap here. We're going to have Jubal early take a look at that. Jubal, not fooled. Setting of traps, that's his business, and thus the disarming of traps is no problem for Jubal. A little bit of loot in this pack. Picked up an extra key.
Could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Well, now, I don't know, Mr. Narrator, but we're using the monies of that treasure to hire adventurers who are journeying down into the dungeon and smiting our foes and killing sort of the undesirables who live here. I think that perhaps the money is staunching the flow. I mean, maybe I'm just spitballing, or maybe you're just a pessimistic prick and I'm more of an optimist.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption.
Yeah, or nature. Always the fucking worst victim. When will people learn? Man, we gotta have Randolph Carter open every chest, cart, sack, tent, for henceforth. That guy... Oh, I forgot. I should have probably... Yeah, I should have used some more torches. So we're in fairly bad shape here. Got surprised... And we're going to be in a wee bit of a sticky situation. Jubal, why don't you mark one of these fungal scratchers, say that guy. And the next turn, I would like it if you would just straight up kill him. That fungal artillery is dead. Murphy didn't kill him straight up. She's going to let him linger for a little while so he has an opportunity to think about what he did. Actually, that's not true because Randolph Carter is just going to straight up kill him. Murphy wanted him to suffer. She wanted to make him think about what he did, but Randolph Carter, apparently a more merciful sort, wasn't having it. Lucy, why don't you step back, actually? It looks like we may need Lucy's big heal here for Jubal in very short order. Little rain of blight, and that's got Lucy and Randolph both poisoned or blighted. Alright, so let's see what collecting a bounty does. You missed. Very undesirable, Jubal. Then again, I guess you missed on River Tam, too, so... I don't know, you kind of have a history of that shit. Maybe we should rethought your name. Murphy's still getting it done for us, though. Little groping swipe there, and Jubal early is at death's door. Alright, so it's going to be up to old Randy C here to get the heal. Oh, Randolph Carter coming up huge. That was a monster heal from Randy. Let's actually have Randolph take a step forward. We'd like to get him back in ideal position, and once again, we're going to Divine Grace Jubal early. Jubal does better when he's got someone to hide behind, clearly. 12 damage from Murph on a basic whop there. That's good. Jubal. Buddy, come on. You got to do better than this. 2 misses in a row, sir. This is why you're getting your face kicked in.
Quickly the tide turns.
Yeah, very quickly. Randolph, once again, it's up to you to keep Jubal early from dying. Lucy Pevensy's veins are on fire. They're likely to stay on fire since all of our energy is being devoted to keeping our bounty hunter alive. Good God, man, you're taking unacceptable levels of damage. So Jubal simply cannot get away from death's door. Waxing poetic, though, as his, You know what? We're gonna yop. We need the stun here. Oh, Jubal. That was, could have been a death blow, but Jubal has survived. We've got to get him patched up here. Lucy, Divine Grace, please. Probably gonna go for the weird reconstruction as well, assuming Murphy doesn't straight up kill this guy. Now, they can't all be winners, can they, Murph? So some more healing for old Jubal. Why don't you kill this guy early? Still no, huh? Very well, then. So I gotta say, we now know why he wound up spaced, getting tossed out an airlock. Although we did pick up a Blight Charm. And some extra deeds. Excellent. Portrait? That was actually a pretty good haul. Plus 10 Blight Resist, minus 4 Dodge. Is there anyone who has bad enough dodge that we would consider putting that on them? Murphy has a 0 dodge. You know what? Let's give Murphy extra blight resistance then. Can't have a negative dodge, so no reason to not go ahead and equip her. And I think Jubal gonna need a little bit of extra touching up there with some food. He's a stress eater. Unlocked strongbox. Not trapped. Should not have done that with Jubal early. And Jubal's stress is... well, it's reaching an unfortunate level. That was a room battle. We've got at least one more. And how did I know that we were going to have to go the whole damn way in order to make it to the end of the dungeon? I had a sneaking suspicion this is how it was going to go. Dodge. Plus 5 dodge, minus 2 accuracy. That's actually not terrible. Alright, so... going to use some medicinal herbs here to clean up the old beast carcass. And that's going to get us 4 food and a portrait. Some of that food is getting eaten. Jubal, why don't you take a bit? Lucy, maybe, I don't know, make some soup there. Have a little packet of ramen, perhaps. I mean, we give our troopers food, but we don't go crazy. I mean, we're on a budget here, so, you know, they're eating dorm food. A little bit of Kraft macaroni and cheese. Occasional packet of ramen noodles. I mean, we're not spoiling them or anything. A shallow grave. I would like to try and see what a shovel does on a shallow grave, but yeah. I want to keep the shovel in case we run across another barricade, a thorny thicket, as it were. Let's get another torch going. Actually, only one torch left, because apparently we are going to have to go to every damn room in the dungeon. Murphy doesn't give a shit about your blight. Murphy doesn't care about your traps. Traps are for lesser men. Karen Murphy is no man, and definitely not lesser. She fears not your pathetic traps. Abyssal artillery, then. Randolph Carter getting it done from the back row. Jubal. Little flashbang for that Fusilier if you could. Shuffle him to the front. Nope. Did get the stun, though, and the Cutthroat is going to have to pass as a result, because none of his abilities work from the back row. Yes, yes. Lucy is bleeding. Yes, I have a bandage. You know what? I actually, for once, am going to use a bandage. And then I think we're going to have Lucy step back, actually. Murph. Bleed this big fat bat. Holy crap, Murphy. Good sweet lord, that was amazing. That guy is dead. He dies on his first turn. A brilliant blow, Murph. Seriously, fantastic work. I can't say enough positive things about what you're bringing to the team, Murphy. I really can't. Every time I think you've done as well as possible to do, you one-up yourself. That is not good. Oh, Jubal early when the chips are down. Turns straight up hero on us. Ah, it's brilliant. Excellent. Nicely done. And the big fat brigand gets to bleed to death. Haha, suck it. Murphy let him linger. She was just toying with him like a cat with a mouse. Oh, you clever, lovely lady, you Murphy. We love you so much. You are easily our MVP for now and all time. We found an ancient coffin with nothing inside. Now, I gotta say, our gold output on here has been not brilliant, but acceptable. We've easily paid for the mission. And 4 deeds, as well as a couple pretty useful trinkets. I think we're going to go ahead and bail. I don't see any reason to risk going to this last room. We're going to know what's in there, so I guess, yeah, no reason at all to go there, then. Mission over.
Pestilence will yet be driven from our woods.
So let's see how we did. Reasonable haul in loot. 3 portraits, which is good, and most importantly, a number of deeds, enough to upgrade our armor smith, which is exactly what we came in here to do. Murphy picking up an ability. She is Fangophobic, which means she has penalties to stress resistance in a light. Well, we may have to get rid of that. Randolph Carter is evasive, +5 dodge. That's fantastic. Lucy Pevensey is a dud hitter, which hardly matters because Lucy doesn't really hit things, so having -3% crit for Lucy, not a big deal. Warren's Explorer, however, very, very good. So, successful little raid, I gotta say, as we head back to town. I'm pleased with everyone's performance, except for Jubal Early, who, you know, should consider learning how to fuck a duck, maybe.
Before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Jubal made apprentice. Randolph Carter, now level 2. Madeline Usher got some stress relief. Deckard gambled, got a little stress relief out of that as well. Nice to see Madeline has drank her cares away. Now, we do have a little maintenance to do, specifically with Madeline Usher. We're going to change some of Madeline's abilities, spend a little bit of our available cash here. We're going to pick up Judgment and Dazzling Light. And we're going to go ahead and equip those for Maddie. So let's bump, 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 bump. And Madeline is totally set. Our goal is to get all of our level 2 heroes sort of geared up and ready to roll. The question is, who do we want to be the third part of that? I really feel Randolph Carter would be probably the best addition. And what we may do, since everybody's sort of geared up and ready, we'll probably go for the Apprentice Necromancer, I think, on our next mission. It seems like the right move. First off, though, we are going to head down to the blacksmith, upgrade our armor smithing, and before everybody goes in, we are going to upgrade some armors here. So let's get Roderick out at level 2. Get a nice shiny new coat for Half-Cocked Jack. I know he's going to like that. Rather than some tattered robes, I think we should get Randolph Carter maybe some fancier duds. He's been, let's face it, a flashy, serious contribution. I don't see any reason to not bump him up a little bit. Get a sturdier mace and some better armor for Madeline. And that's got everybody pretty well locked. Anybody need stress relief? Candy Jade still could use a little bit of stress relief. She will only go to the brothel, however. Can we send her? We can. Alright, let's send Candy to the brothel then. I have a feeling Candy's going to come out of the brothel feeling refreshed and lovely. Let's hope that her paramour, Sandman Slim, is at least in attendance, because, well, there won't be any furniture left once those two go at it in a brothel. That should be a well-documented fact at this point. But with all of our sort of maintenance items done, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Next episode, we will be going after the Apprentice Necromancer. But for now, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, feel free to subscribe and get those piped directly to your stream. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.